3 years ago, I wasn't making six figures. I didn't win the lottery. I didn't inherit money. I wasn't a crypto genius. And I definitely wasn't one of those social media influencers telling people to just buy a Lamborghini and monetize it. I was earning what most people would call a normal salary. Yet somehow, in just 36 months, I managed to save over $100,000. Now, before you click away thinking, that's impossible, here's the surprising part. The strategy wasn't complicated. In fact, most people already know about many of the things I'm going to talk about today. The difference is that I actually followed them consistently. And that's exactly what this video is about. I'm going to break down the specific steps, habits, and money systems that helped me save six figures in just 3 years without working 100 hours in a week, without risky investments, and without living like a monk. By the end of this video, you'll have a practical roadmap you can start applying immediately, regardless of your income level. But here's a disclaimer. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Please consult a licensed financial advisor before making investment decisions. Now let's get into it. Step 1. I stopped trying to look rich. The first thing I changed wasn't my income. It was my mindset. Most people spend years trying to appear wealthy. They finance expensive cars. They upgrade phones every year. They buy designer clothes they don't need. And they spend money to impress people who aren't paying their bills. I realized something important. The people who look rich are often not rich. The people becoming rich are usually focused on building assets, not appearances. So I stopped chasing status. Instead of upgrading my lifestyle every time I earned more money, I kept my expenses relatively stable. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it's one of the biggest reasons people stay broke despite earning more money over time. Every raise I received wasn't an excuse to spend more. It was an opportunity to save more. That single mindset shift changed everything. Because wealth isn't built by what you earn. It's built by what you keep. Step 2, I tracked every dollar. Now this might sound boring, but it was one of the most powerful things I ever did. For 1 month, I tracked every single expense, every coffee, every subscription, every takeout meal, every random online purchase. And honestly, the results shocked me. I discovered money was disappearing in places I barely noticed. Small purchases felt insignificant individually, but together, they were costing hundreds of dollars every month. The problem wasn't that I was spending huge amounts. The problem was that I was spending automatically. Once I became aware of where my money was going, I could make intentional decisions. You can't improve what you don't measure. And budgeting isn't about restricting yourself. It's about directing your money toward what matters most. Think of your money like employees. If you don't give them jobs, they'll wander off and disappear. Step 3. I automated my savings. Here's a secret most successful savers understand. Discipline is overrated. Systems are everything. Instead of relying on motivation every month, I automated the process. The moment my paycheck arrived, money was automatically transferred into savings and investment accounts. I paid myself first, not last. Most people save whatever is left over after spending. The problem is there's usually nothing left. I reversed the process. Savings came first. Spending came second. This simple change removed emotion from the equation. I didn't have to decide whether to save. The decision had already been made. And over time, those automatic transfers became incredibly powerful. Month after month, year after year, without needing willpower. Step 4. I created a target number. Most people say they want to save money, but they don't know how much or by when. That's like saying you want to take a trip without knowing the destination. I set a specific goal, $100, zone in 3 years. Then I broke it down. 3 years became yearly targets. Yearly targets became monthly targets. Monthly targets became weekly goals. Suddenly, a massive number felt manageable. Every month I could measure progress. Every milestone gave me momentum. And because I had a clear target, making financial decisions became easier. Whenever I wanted to buy something expensive, I would ask myself, is this purchase bringing me closer to my goal or further away from it? That question saved me thousands. Step 5, I increased my income. Let's be realistic. Cutting expenses helps. But there's a limit. You can only reduce spending so much. Eventually, the bigger opportunity is increasing income. So instead of focusing exclusively on saving pennies, I started looking for ways to earn more dollars. I learned valuable skills. I negotiated for better pay. I took on side projects. I freelanced when possible. I looked for opportunities to increase my earning power. This is where many people get stuck. They spend all their energy finding ways to save $10, but they spend very little energy finding ways to earn an extra $1,000. The fastest way to build savings is often a combination of both. Reduce unnecessary expenses, increase income, then direct the difference toward your goals. That's where real acceleration happens. Step 6. I avoided high-interest debt. Imagine trying to fill a bucket with water while someone drills holes in the bottom. That's what saving feels like when you're carrying high-interest debt. Credit card debt can destroy financial progress. Interest payments quietly eat away at your income every month. So I made debt elimination a priority. Every dollar of high-interest debt paid off was like giving myself a guaranteed return on investment. Once those payments disappeared, I suddenly had more money available to save. Many people focus only on investing. But eliminating expensive debt is often one of the smartest financial moves you can make. Before trying to grow wealth aggressively, stop the leaks. Step 7. I made investing part of the plan. Now, technically, I didn't save the entire $100,000 through cash alone. A portion came from investing. Because saving protects money, investing grows it. I focused on simple, long-term investing, no chasing hot stocks, no trying to predict markets. No gambling on trends. Instead, I consistently invested in diversified, low-cost funds and allowed time to do the heavy lifting. The biggest advantage wasn't stock-picking skill. It was consistency. Month after month, money was invested regardless of headlines or market noise. And over time, compound growth started working in my favor. Small contributions began turning into larger amounts. That's the magic of patience. Step 8. I stopped buying things to feel better. This one was surprisingly difficult. Many purchases aren't about needs, they're emotional. People shop when they're stressed, when they're bored, when they're frustrated, when they want a reward. I noticed I was doing the same thing, so I created a simple rule. Whenever I wanted something expensive, I waited at least 72 hours before buying it. Most of the time, the urge disappeared, the excitement faded, and I realized I never really wanted the item in the first place. This habit alone saved thousands of dollars, because the biggest financial enemy isn't lack of knowledge, it's impulsive behavior. Step 9. I surrounded myself with the right information. The people and content you consume influence your financial decisions more than you think. If you're constantly surrounded by messages encouraging spending, luxury, and instant gratification, saving becomes harder. So I started consuming content about investing, personal finance, business, and wealth building. I read books, listen to podcasts, learned from people who had already achieved what I wanted. Over time, my financial habits improved because my environment improved. Success leaves clues, and learning from others helped me avoid costly mistakes. Step 10. I stayed consistent even when progress felt slow. This may be the most important lesson of all. The first few months felt underwhelming. The first year wasn't exciting. There were times when progress seemed painfully slow. But wealth building is often invisible at the beginning. Think about planting a tree. For a long time, it doesn't look like much is happening. Then eventually, growth becomes obvious. Saving money works the same way. The early stages require patience, but once momentum builds, results begin compounding. Many people quit because they expect immediate transformation. The people who succeed keep going even when the results aren't dramatic. Consistency beats intensity every time. So, how did I save $100 in 3 years on a normal salary? Not through luck, not through get-rich-quick schemes, and not through extreme sacrifice. I stopped trying to look rich. I tracked my spending. I automated savings. I created a clear target. I increased my income. I eliminated expensive debt. I invested consistently. I controlled impulse purchases. I improved my financial environment. And most importantly, I stayed consistent. Here's the truth. Saving your first $100,000 isn't easy, but it's far more achievable than most people think. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is progress. Start with one change, then another, then another. Because 3 years from now, you'll either be amazed by the wealth you've built, or you'll wish you had started today. The choice is yours, and the best time to begin is now. If this video helped you, please hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel grow and reach more people who need to hear this message. Subscribe so you don't miss the next video, and drop a comment below telling me, where are you starting from today? 0? A little bit invested? I read every single comment. I'll see you in the next one.